So sometimes the idea for a theme for a practice comes just from something that comes in my Facebook feed or something that someone sends me in an email, some quote or poem or words of wisdom from a teacher. And in my email feed every morning, I get a quote from Ram Dass. And this one spoke to me, and so I thought that I would introduce that as an opening meditation. So come into your steady and comfortable yogic seat, long spine, shoulders rolling back and down, heart spreading wide open. Maybe turning your palms up to come into that physical gesture and the mind state of being open and receptive. Take a deep, slow, long breath in. Fill up in that spirit of savoring your aliveness this morning, savoring this beautiful, magnificent, bright spring day. Pause at the top and then let it go with a sigh. And let that sigh offer out anything that doesn't need to be here this morning. In the body, in the mind, in the heart. And let's do 2 more of those at your own pace. Filling up, pausing at the top, just to experience that fullness of breath, fullness of life force. Feel yourself an empty vessel that's just filling up to the brim, all the way to the collarbones, and let it go with a decompressing sigh. And one more, filling up, inviting in that sense of fullness and all that that means to you, and releasing, letting go. Anything you can offer out. So the quote that I want to share with you is some words that were spoken by Ram Dass. And he was talking about love. Not the love that we often think of between 2 individuals, but a deeper love being the nature of who we are. He said, this love is actually part of you. It is always flowing through you. It's like the subatomic texture of the universe, the dark matter that connects everything. And when you tune into that flow, you will feel it in your own heart. Not your physical heart, not your emotional heart, but your spiritual heart. The place you point to in your chest when you say, I am. So I invite you to bring palm over palm right at the center of the chest. Let your hands rest on that doorway to the soul, the spiritual heart. And I invite you to deepen your breath in and out through the nose, your 3-part yogic breath. And let that breath be slow and mindful and deep. And let each in-breath and each out-breath be an affirmation. I am. Implied in that I am is that you are that love that Ram Dass was speaking of, that love that is the subatomic texture of the universe, the substratum of everything. So let the sound of the breath as you layer on your ujjayi be an internal mantra, I am. Let the eyes close. Visualize the breath coming in and out of that doorway of the heart center. I am. I am. Take this breath, breathe it in, let it out, begin again. Let the mind be like a clear lake in the stillness of the daybreak. Let the Ujjayi sound internally echo with that affirmation, I am. Take this breath, breathe it in, let it go, begin again. Let this heart rise with the new dawn in the pink sky, filled with bird song. Another great teacher, Rupert Spira, said love is the natural condition of all experience before thought has divided it into a multiplicity and diversity of objects, selves, and others. So love is wholeness. It is oneness. It's not about preferences. I love this. I don't love that. It's really that substratum of the universe. It's the nature of who we are. And this meditation, I am, is an invitation to tune into that essential oneness, essential love. Love is the natural condition of all experience before thought has divided it into multiplicity and diversity. Fill this cup to the brim and remember that I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. Breathe it in, let it out, begin again. I invite you to bring your hands together in prayer right at the heart center. Palm joins palm. Letting the thumbs gently rest in that Hridayam center. Place where we sense the spiritual heart, that place where we touch when we say, I am. And the ultimate affirmation of this love from which we are inextricable, the essential I am, that holds us all, the ultimate affirmation of that is the sound of Om. So I invite you to take a long, slow, deep breath in. Also in that spirit of savoring. Drink it in. And together on the exhale, let's join in the sound of Om. Om. moment with eyes closed to let that reverberate internally. And when you're ready, I invite you to find your way into child's pose on your mat. Let the arms reach out long toward the front of your space. Let it be an exploration with breath and micro movements where you can release, where you can let go, where you can explore and lengthen. And in this posture of offering, if there's any prayer, dedication, or affirmation that you'd like to offer out into the earth, right here in your child's pose, you can bring that into your mind and heart now. Take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. Send it out. Keep the breath long and slow and full, letting each in-breath and out-breath be an affirmation, a celebration of I am. And let the next inhale draw you up slowly into table, where you can explore some cat-cow spinal waves. Nice and slow, take the whole breath to come into each cow tilt as the belly drops and the tail lifts. And each cat stretch, a long exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Ujjayi breath, sweeping the back of the throat. If it feels good to take any other movements like wagging the tail, opening up to the side of the torso, if that feels good, or barrel rolls, imagining there's a barrel around the midsection of your body and it's lined with velvet and you want to feel that soft velvet on the inner circumference of the barrel. Feel what it feels like going one way, and then move the other way. And then coming back to neutral, bring the hands forward just a few inches so you can circle your hips. Nice, big, wide movements here. Flowing with breath in and out of the nose. Well, let the breath be our music today. Try circling the other way. And then coming back to center with your hips right over your knees, your thighs are straight up and down. We'll slide the arms, the hands forward, lengthening through the arms to come into your heart-melting pose, puppy stretch. You can start with the forehead down, just to feel the lengthening through the back of the torso, shoulders, upper arms. Get a little lift with the navel drawing in and up. Reach the sitting bones and tailbone back, soften the heart down. Hands are spread wide, the palms press into the earth, and you can either stay here or you can play with this by
lowering the forearms down and bringing the chin down. And that can juice up that sense of the heart sinking down, heart melting pose. Let the shoulder blades draw toward one another so you get that rhomboid release. Toes can curl under and press back through the heel so you get a nice stretch in the bottom of the feet too. Take a long, deep breath in and exhale. Any other letting go. And on the next inhale, draw the upper body forward into your Sphinx. And making sure you position your elbows right under your shoulders so those upper arms are straight up and down, forearms parallel. Press into the elbows, give a little pull so that you lengthen through the front of the torso. Shoulders draw back and activate the legs. All 10 toes are planted, heart open wide. Just notice what sensations come alive in the back body. Where is it that you're noticing the most sensation? Perhaps the low back? Perhaps somewhere else? At the same time, there's an expansion in the front of the torso. Solar plexus. Whole front of the abdomen expanding, lengthening. Breathe into that and enjoy. As you anchor down with the pubic bone, see if you can activate the legs enough so that the kneecaps are actually lifted off of the mat. That's going to engage your quads, make the legs a little more alive. And then slide the hands back. See if you can keep this lift as you reach the hands back. And you can either just keep reaching fingers back or interlacing fingers. You get a little more of that heart opening, shoulder blades squeeze toward one another. And can you keep the feet anchored here? So we're just coming into the snake pose. Keep reaching back and lifting a little bit with those clasped hands. And then if you want to take it into locust, keep the legs powered up, reach back through the toes and peel the legs off all the way up so that the thighs are hovering above your mat. Powered up legs, powered up arms, wide open, shining heart. Breathe in and out through the nose, Ujjayi breath, and enjoy. And even here, can you remember that affirmation? Every breath, I am. I am the love that is woven through everything. And I can never be separate from that. Legs release slowly, hands come under the shoulders. Let the forehead slowly touch down to the earth. And see where you can release, maybe rocking hips side to side. And come into a cobra now, just cobra, just either baby cobra, just chest lifting. Hands are just there for balance. You're not actually pushing into the hands. Or if you want to take it into a deeper cobra, you can give a little press into the hands, keep elbows bent, and feel a little juicier lengthening of the front of the torso. Big inhale, look up. Exhale, release, roll down, and press up through your cat stretch. Take it nice and slow back into child. Inhale, rise back up into table. And you can bring the hands forward again just a little bit. Take it into your seal pose. So you're going to come onto the thighs, big toes touch. Heels draw toward the buttocks. Elbows bent, that same beautiful expansion in the front body, arching the back, looking up. Big breath in. And exhale, round into your cat stretch. Back to neutral spine, slide the hands forward again into puppy. See if puppy or heart-melting pose feels a little different this way. Or this second time around as the body is beginning to open. And then from here, once again, coming into your Sphinx pose. And this time, see if Sphinx feels any different. Your body is a changing entity, a changing organism from moment to moment. So a posture that you did 5 minutes ago isn't going to feel the same as it does now. Curl the toes under, press back through the heels, and feel the legs engage in a different way this time. Kneecaps lift. Bottoms of the feet stretch as you're leading with your heels, toes curled under. And then press down into the forearms and elbows. Firm core, forearm plank. 5 deep breaths here. Ujjayi. And don't forget the I am in your mind and heart. Not I am weak, I am strong, I'm good at this, I'm not good at this. Just I am. After your 5th breath, slowly floating the pelvis down, back into your Sphinx. Plant all 10 toes down. Slide the hands back, preparing for Cobra. Just bring the forehead to touch. Elbows snuggle into the ribs, and take your expression of Cobra, either just chest lifts or whole torso rolls off. Big breath in. Exhale into a cat stretch, maybe coming up onto fingertips. And take it back into downward facing dog. And take a few breaths to take your dog for a walk, one heel at a time. Hips swaying side to side, heart melting low. Hands activating as the fingers and thumbs and roots of fingers and thumbs press down and forward into the earth. Just looking to see who's joined us. Say good morning to Evelyn and Mary as well. Hi, good morning. And from your downward facing dog, we'll take it into a flow. Coming into your plank pose, high plank this time, top of a push-up. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, butt up in the air. Heart between the hands. Inhale, Cobra, low or high. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Take that a couple more times at your own pace. Plank, if you feel ready for Chaturanga, to upward facing dog, which lifts pelvis and legs. Only hands and tops of the feet connect here in up dog. You can take that, remembering up dog has straight arms, whereas Cobra has bent elbows. Meeting in down dog. Take it one more time through. Just to open the body and sync up your breath and your movement and your awareness. The next time you find your way into your downward facing dog, in any way that you enjoy, bring the feet in between the hands. So maybe you want to take a little hop or just walk slowly to come into forward fold. Let it all go. Find some movement of the head. Soften the knees if you need to. Maybe even taking a little pedaling of the feet. without lifting the heels, just bending one knee and bending the other so that you feel the back of the opposite leg light up here. And then softening the knees a little bit more. We'll roll up one vertebra at a time, very slowly, really slowly to come to standing, rolling the shoulders back and down. Come to stand in Tadasana mountain pose. Tail roots into the earth, crown lifts to the sky, shoulders down and back, palms turn open, and that same gesture of receptivity that we began our practice with. Syncing up movement and breath and awareness. Lifting the arms, sun breaths, reach through right and left. Exhale, bend the knees, round the spine, chin to chest. Ujjayi breath. Let this be a full body meditation on that mantra, I am. No descriptor needed to be placed after I am. Just I am. It's as simple as that. On the next inhale, let the right fingers grab the left wrist and take it into a side bend, pressing out through the left hip. The whole left side body expands. Inhale up to center. Exhale, release. Sun breath, exhale. Inhale, sun rises. Exhale, side stretch on the other side. Your body is in one plane. Inhale, center, up. Exhale, release. We'll take one more each side. At your own pace, syncing it up with breath. Letting that mantra ride on the breath. I am. I am. Palms come together overhead. Exhale, down to the heart. Notice what's alive in you right now after your practice thus far. And let the feet come to shoulder width apart, toes turn out 45 degrees. We're going to take some prana increasing kriyas, empty coat sleeves, soft knees. Leading with the heart. Just let the arms come along for the ride. And once you've get that leading with the torso, leading with the heart, letting the head follow the heart, you can add a little bounce to your step, lifting opposite heel. In through the nose, out through the mouth, into the twist. Ha! Ha! Ha, 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 ha. Make sure you take a strong in-breath through the nose as you come through center. So slow it down if you need to. Ha, 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 ha. You can even add a little bit more bounce and let opposite arm give yourself the pat on the back that you so deserve. So one forearm taps the kidney on the opposite side. Other hand just gives you a pat on the back of your shoulder. Ha, 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 ha. And then slow it down. And let the arms just find their way back to your sides. Slowly coming back to center. Feel all that aliveness, that buzz of prana moving through you. And another sun breath, reach up. Hands come together. Back to the heart.
feet come to hip width apart again, toes pointed straight ahead. Knees are very soft and bouncy here. We'll take one more of those standing kriyas. Breath of joy. You've all done breath of joy with me. You're going to come to shoulder height, way out wide, and invite an opening the heart as you do this, and then all the way up to the sky. On the exhale is when you bend the knees and fold forward. You can either fold forward just a little, rolling the shoulders, or give yourself a full fling forward if your back says yes to it. That real letting go and releasing. Make sure you bend your knees deeply as you do this. 3 sips of air in through the nose, 1 strong exhale from the belly out through the mouth. Inhale, 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 and let it go. Inhale, breath of joy. So what are you inviting in? Inhale, ha. Inhale, 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 ha. Inhale. You're all on mute, so make a lot of noise here with that. Ha. What are you releasing? What's blocking that joy? Ha. Just let it go. Any stagnant energy. Ha. Anything that needs to be released, offer it out. Ha! And invite in that fresh life energy, that energy of spring. Ha! Fresh possibility, new life, new growth. Ha! 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 If you get dizzy, you can always come back just to standing sun breaths. So listen to what's right for you. Let's slow it down a little here. And one more. Nice and slow. Pause at the top and another slow motion sun breath. Arms roll open, heart spreads wide in that gesture of yes. Hands come together. Exhale back down to the heart. And just as we began our practice with that opening meditation, place palm over palm right at the heart center. Feel the beating of your heart. Feel the energy that you've invited in. And affirm silently with your breath, with your mind and heart, I am. As Ram Dass said, this love is who you are. It's always flowing through you. It is the subatomic texture of the universe that connects everything. When you tune into that flow, you will feel it in your own heart. Not the physical heart or the emotional heart, but the spiritual heart. The place you point to in your chest when you say, I am. And then come to face the front of your practice space, the front of your mat, in your mountain pose. Long spine, open heart. Soft gaze, focusing on the floor in front of you a few feet. Remembering whatever intention you began your practice with when we did that, offering that opening affirmation as you came into child's pose. Touch back into that as you bring the hands into prayer at the heart center. And with the next deep breath in, let the arms circle up, reach through right, reach through left. Open up, arch back, heart, hands, gaze, lift skyward, and deep, slow dive, bowing to the earth. Forward fold. Take a half lift, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Feel the core light up and engage with that abdominal lift. Exhale, fold, hands frame the feet, and on the next inhale, step back into low lunge with the right foot, right knee slides back, left knee plants over ankles, soften shoulders. Take another breath here to just release the pelvis to the earth and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release, tailbone to earth.
As inner thighs activate toward the center, sweep forward and up, coming into your kneeling warrior. Get the core lift happening here, tail roots down, fingers lift skyward. Exhale, hands meet behind you. Inhale, wide open heart, yoga mudra, courageous warrior. Big breath. Exhale, release. Framing that left foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Take it through your connecting vinyasa. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale to the back bend of your choice, Cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to step through with the right foot. So if you'd like to take a three-legged dog on the way, you can start with an inhale, lifting up high, long diagonal line, right fingers to toes. Exhale, float that right foot through. Or you can step through any way that feels available to you. Slide the left knee back and feel the psoas stretch on the left side. Soften shoulders, lengthen spine. Release pelvis down into the earth. See if you can tune in, do a little body scan here and see if you can tune into any place where you might be holding inadvertent tension in the face, the shoulders, the belly. And then as the inner thighs power up toward the midline, hands can release, sweep to the sky, soften shoulders, spread the heart. Woohoo! I am. Big breath in, exhale, clasp hands, inhale, opening wide through that heart center. Exhale, release, framing that front foot. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Long from your tail to your crown, back of the neck long. Exhale, fold. Drop the hips halfway. Bring the hands into prayer position. Sit down in your chair. A little squat for another breath cycle. Inhale. Oh, yes. Inhale, sweep up, rising sun. Palms come together, gathering your intention, drawing it back to your heart. Long, slow, deep breath in and out to prepare for the next round, starting with the left foot stepping back. Inhale, arms reach and rise. Heart, hands, gaze, look skyward. Exhale, bow to the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Inhale, low lunge again. This time, sweep the hands forward and up and pivot on that left knee so you're opening into a kneeling warrior two pose. Your knee is over your ankle, so you're on your front leg, on your right leg. You're opening wide through the heart. Your hip pointers are pointing toward the long end of your mat here. Soften your shoulders, just like a standing warrior two. The front knee draws toward the outside edge of your mat on the right. Take your dancing warrior, bring your left hand to your hip, reach up with the right and back. Nice side body stretch here. Exhale. Inhale, lift up and exhale back into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. We'll take it into a gate pose to open the side body on the other side. So left hand reaches, rises up, reaches toward the front of your mat, opening the other side of the torso. Exhale, float that right hand down onto fingertips, take it into a half circle pose. You can go tippy toes to fingertips here. So try to get lots of length through that whole right side body. And if you want to open up, heart to the sky, take some big circles here. Rotating torso open. You've all done this with me before. Now you're facing the long end of your mat, so bring that upper hand down, and both hands are going to walk along what was originally the left side of your mat, all the way around as you pivot on that back knee to come into a runner stretch. So you've straightened that right leg. Your hands are framing that right leg, and slide the right heel forward a little, squaring your hips to the front. Everybody with me here? This is the place where people often get confused. So you want to end up in a runner stretch here with your right leg forward. Point and flex the right foot. Hips are squared to the front, spine is long, and bow down, leading with the heart. You can just keep your foot flexed here. It's a juicy stretch for the hamstrings. You're going to fold right from the crease of the hip. Just take a couple more long, slow breaths, leading with the heart, giving it the juice on the out breath. So you want to invite the length on the inhale through the spine, and lead with the heart, bowing down on the exhale. Oh yeah. We're going to roll that right foot down to back into the lunge. So you're back where you started in this sequence. Bring the left palm down under the shoulder, so your left arm bone stack. And you can begin with a press twist here. Palm presses into the mat. On the left side, right palm presses into your thigh. Just take a moment to feel that torso rotation here as you stack your right shoulder on top of left. Keep the thigh active so your knee is firmly planted over ankle. And if you want to take it into long and wide, maybe curling the back toes under, coming up into a full revolved side angle, take the twist that calls to you here. Big inhale, and then exhale, release. Step it back to plank pose and flow through vinyasa as you enjoy. Meeting in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take your time. And we'll take a couple of breaths here in downward facing dog. Remembering to tilt the low belly toward your thighs. Flip that tail up a little bit. Abdominal lift, heart melts low. We're going to step the left foot through. So if you took three-legged dog on the right side, play with it here on the left, keeping the heart low, keeping the body in one long line. Float it through as gracefully as you can. Low lunge, right knee down. Melt the shoulders away from the ears. Come up into your kneeling warrior. And pivot on the right knee to open into your warrior two. So get this left knee, this left bent leg active, opening the outside of the knee toward that left side of your mat. Opening wide through the heart, softening shoulders. Stacking your shoulders over your hips. And then we'll take it into dancing warrior, so you can bring that right hand to your hip. I'm not mirroring you here. And take it into dancing, opening up through the rib cage on that one side. Exhale back through warrior two. Straighten the front leg so we can take it into gate now. Expanding to the other side of the torso. Reach up and transitioning into half circle pose. Tippy toes to fingertips grow long. Feel that core lift and play with some big wide circles. That upper arm invites the whole torso to roll open to the sky. Reach to the sky, brush the earth with your fingertips a couple of times. And then your torso is facing the long end of your mat. So both hands are going to come down now in front of you, and you're going to let your fingers do the walk. And as you pivot on the knee you're kneeling on, to face the front of your mat. Now you should be in runner's stretch here. Hope everybody's there with me. Facing the front with your left foot forward, left leg lengthened, point and flex, maybe sliding that heel forward a little bit, squaring your hips, long spine. So notice if you're going into Shlumpasana here, can also be very helpful with the shoulders and upper back to stay long. If you use blocks underneath, that might be useful for you. So play here with that runner's stretch, lengthening out on the inhale, bowing down on the exhale. Oh. letting your Ujjayi breath be the soundtrack and the internal mantra, I am, be that soundtrack for your practice this morning. Rolling the left foot down back into low lunge. We'll do press twist to start. See how that feels. And making sure that press twist is also including an expanding the space from your tailbone to your crown. If you want to take it into a full high lunge twist, revolve side angle, you can grow long and wide with a big breath in, and exhale, frame that front foot, face front as you step up with an inhale, flat back, half lift, exhale, fold, inhale, drop the hips halfway, exhale, sit down in your chair. I am. Let the weight come into the heels. Soften the shoulders, soften the muscles around the face. Another breath in and out. I am. And slowly rising up. Palms come together, gathering your intention, drawing it back to the heart. Pause and enjoy the aliveness you feel. We'll take it into some balance play now, some standing poses. So inhale, arms reach and rise. I think I need to move this back just a little bit so that you have a little more full view of me. So take a deep dive, bowing to the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back with your right foot, so I'll mirror you here. Come onto the ball of your right foot so you can rise up into your balancing warrior one. Soften your shoulders, reach skyward, activate through the arms. If you need to be a little wider, celebrative warrior, you can do that. So find your balance here. Know that this standing pose is leg strengthening. It stretches through the front of the hip flexor, but it also is a balance practice. So focus, find your drishti, your gaze, your focal point. On the next inhale, open your wings. You're going to come as a transition through crane right into your tree pose. So find your access to tree with the right knee reaching straight out to the side. Left leg is the strong and solid chunk of your tree. Fire it up and press that foot into the trunk of your tree, whether you're doing thigh or calf. Just don't press on the knee. Play with your exploration of tree, either spreading your branches or coming into that sword-like expression of tree. Lots of ways to play here. Maybe bringing hands back behind you in reverse namaskar. Can you bring the heels of the hand together? Can you reach the elbow straight out to the side and draw them back? Get a little bit more stretch in the upper arms there. We're going to take it right from tree into eagle. And it's absolutely fine to come into mountain, samastiti, on the way, in between poses. If you want the challenge of going from tree right into eagle without touching your foot down, that's always fun, but feel free to ground yourself in mountain first if you need to. So your right arm is underneath, your right leg is wrapped around, get down into your eagle squat, reach fingers to the sky. Your thumbs point toward you. I am. Unfurling, opening your wings, coming into crane pose, again is a transition. Take it into the yogi's choice balance of your choice. So maybe you want to take it into balancing pigeon.
Maybe you want to take it into dancer. Maybe you want to take it into hand to toe pose. So play with what calls to you. Maybe you want to just ground yourself in samastiti, equal balance. It's all good. It's all good, it's all God, as they say. When you're ready to release, we're going to take that beautiful, mindful leap of faith back into your balancing warrior one with your right foot back. And float the hands down to frame that front foot and step it back, flow through your vinyasa. So maybe for you, just melting into child's pose to get grounded, to take a rest, listen to what you need. It's all good, it's all God. When you're ready, we'll step the right foot through. So now the left foot is back. Power up the inner thighs toward the center and float up into your balancing warrior one here. Take a few breaths to steady yourself here. Let's have your hips straight ahead. Tail roots down, so lengthen through the low back. Find that abdominal lift, open heart. Fix your drishti. A few feet in front of you. Soften where you need to soften. Activate where you need to activate. So doing a little scan to check in with that. So we engage that basic yogic teaching of steady and comfortable, being steady and comfortable in your pose. Every pose, steady and comfortable. Firm but easeful. Opening your wings, springing off into flight. Crane as a transition to come into your tree. Steady and comfortable tree, remembering the hip opening benefit. Power up the trunk of your tree, root down through the tail. Let the pubic bone come a little bit forward so you get that neutral pelvis. And explore with the arms whatever you did on the other side. So when we do the sequence of tree to eagle, what you're doing is you're doing a hip rotation open, and then you're getting the hip rotation inward. So an internal, so you're turning the hips inward after turning them outward. So as we wrap that standing leg around, make sure that you're focusing on turning, like you want to turn your hip pointers inward. Get down into it. It's fine if you have your foot on the floor or on a block. Wrapping the foot is optional. Left arm comes underneath. Get down into that eagle pose. Fingers lift to the sky. Elbows lift to shoulder height. Make sure there's no space in between your thighs. So when you wrap eagle legs, you don't want it to be wrapped like this where there's any space. You want the thighs to be tight so you get that internal rotation. Nice, great leg strengthening fiery pose here. When you're ready to release eagle, crane is a nice transition to come into whatever's next for you, or mountain as a transition, taking either whatever you did, dancer, pigeon, hand to toe pose, or standing steady and balanced, steady and comfortable on your own 2 feet. Always in the spirit of love and play. Don't take any of it too seriously. When you feel complete with whatever your yogi's choice pose is, back to crane is that transition to take that leap of faith back into your steady and comfortable warrior one balancing. Float the hands down to frame that
right foot. Step up with the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. If you want to take chair along the way, you can. Otherwise, just come back to Samastiti, hands in prayer. Affirming with breath, I am. And just take a moment to pause. Notice how you feel. We're going to take a standing warrior two pose, and I'd just like to demonstrate something before we come into the flow of it. When we open into warrior two, we're going to take that lovely dancing side stretch. And what I'm going to invite you to do is cartwheel the arms down. Just watch what happens with the back leg. I'm going to cartwheel the arms down, and I'm going to pivot onto the ball of the foot to come right into a revolved side angle here. So when we have the foot in warrior two, you have the foot flat, toes turned in slightly. So you're pressing down through the outer edge of your foot. And as you cartwheel down, you're just going to pivot on the ball of the back foot, toes pointing toward the front of your mat, so that you can have the range of motion to move your torso and your hips to come into the revolved side angle. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So facing the front of your space, hands in prayer. Inhale, arms reach and rise, arch back. Take a standing back bend nice and deep. Exhale, deep bow to the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Warrior. So you're in a high lunge here. You're going to bring your back heel inward, 45 degrees, root down through the outer edge of that back foot, and wheel up, making a big arc in the sky above you, painting a rainbow to come into warrior two. Outer edge of your right knee draws toward the outer edge of the mat. Soften your shoulders. Take it into dancing warrior. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do that pivot now. As you cartwheel the arms down, come onto the ball of the back foot. The left arm hand presses down under the shoulder. Right hand rises right up without touching the floor. Big breath in. Exhale, float it down. Step back into plank and take it through your sequence to meet in down dog. We're stepping through with the left foot. So if you want to take three-legged dog on the way, you can do that. Coming into a high lunge. Spin back heel inward and paint that rainbow overhead. Arc the arms beautifully, gracefully to come into warrior two. Notice if your knee is too far back from your foot, you want to have the lower leg straight up and down. You want your hip pointers to the long end of your mat, shoulders stacked over hips, tail rooting into the earth. Fix your gaze over the front middle finger, left middle finger here. And then take it into your dancing warrior. And then we'll do that pivot, exhale through warrior two, cartwheel down, and do that pivot, pressing right hand down, left hand comes right up to the sky. You're on the ball of your back foot. Big breath in, exhale, release. Step up, half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, arms reach and rise, gathering in your intention. Exhale, back to the heart. And once again, place palm over palm at the heart center. Close your eyes and tune into the rhythm of the breath. I am. And when you're ready, I invite you to come down onto your mat, onto your tush. That's a Sanskrit word, tush. And I'm going to invite you to come in. We're going to do a similar play to what we did last time on Thursday with Gomukasana. So Gomukasana legs
Start with your left knee in line with your navel. Your right knee stacks on top of that. So it's, again, this is also an internal hip rotation. As best you can, knees stack on top of one another, going straight out from the navel. If it's hard to feel your sit bones planted, take a block like this and place it under your sitting bones. Elongate through the spine, find your elegance and lift. Let the left hand reach up to the sky. Again, I'm being your mirror here. Pat yourself on the back. Invite that elbow to come straight up. If you need your strap here, you might want to grab it. And right hand comes back behind you. You're going to hook your fingers like this behind the upper back. Right elbow points down, left elbow points up. Chin is level or slightly tucked so the back of the neck is long. Crown lifts, tail roots, heart expands. Breath affirms, I am. See where you can soften in the face and the jaw, around the eyes. There need be no adjective or descriptor after I am. It's as simple as that. So therefore, there's no judgment, no evaluation of that. Slowly releasing the arms. Just let that right arm that was behind you come in front of the chest, the upper arm, and take the left hand and just press it into the chest. Now, you can switch your legs any way that's comfortable. Many of you have done the switcheroo with me. I'm going to invite you to try, those of you who wanted to play more with the little more fun quick switch, just to come onto your fingertips and go whoop. Otherwise, you can do it nice and slow. Lift and just let the hands walk around on your fingertips. Let your fingers do the walk-in. You're lifting your heels and pivoting on the ball of the foot. Okay, so you can do that. Or if it's available to do a little bit more of a smooth switcheroo, you can play with that, or switch your legs like this. So now we want left knee on top. So hopefully you've landed that way. Remember, your heels can be close to your opposite hip, or juice it up a little bit by letting the toes point out, spread out a little bit in opposite directions. Just want to stay centered on your sitting bones, using the block if necessary. Long spine, open heart. Right arm lifts. Pat yourself on the back. Elbow points straight up with a little help from the other hand. And then reach back behind you. Hook fingers or use your strap to walk your upper hand down the strap, your lower hand up the strap. Celebrate right where you are. Don't feel like there's anything wrong if your hands don't meet. You're still getting plenty benefit out of this stretch, even if the hands don't meet. Soften around the face and breathe. Lips gently closed, eyes soft. When you're ready to release, slowly unwind, and the left upper arm gets pressed into the chest with the other hand. Slowly shake the arms, unwind the legs. We're going to come right into the boat pose. For me,
I feel like it makes a big difference to have a blanket underneath my sitting bones. It helps me stay a little steadier, because otherwise I tend to roll back. All right, you want to bring the body into a series of V shapes, V's with the legs, V with the torso angled, making the angle of the thighs and the torso, so you don't want any rounded spine. Draw the heart forward, shoulders down. Hands can come under the knees if you need to, just to steady yourself, tippy toes touch. And then you can try lifting to either parallel to the floor or straight. It's fine to do parallel. And hands reach. See where you can soften that, find that steady and comfortable. Where can you soften? You don't want to go all the way back onto your low back. You want to stay as upright as you can here on your sit bones. Palms turn up. You're receiving that energy. Soften shoulders. Notice if you're shrugging and see if you can release there. Ujjayi. And then float the feet down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press up into your bench pose. Your body in one long line here from shoulders to knees. The head can reach back, or you can keep your chin tucked. Don't want to let the head fall back. So you can either keep the chin tucked a little or just reach straight back with the crown. You want those hip pointers to lift so that your body is in one horizontal line. Strong bench. And then float with control. The buttocks down. We'll come right back into your boat pose. Lift the corners of the mouth. Point the toes. Have fun. Even if you want to play with toes touch down, toes lift, toes touch down, toes lift. If you need a little support, just light fingertips beside you. Oh yeah. When you're ready, you can float the feet down. Take bench again. One way you can play with this is fingers pointing toward the feet, or juice it up a little bit for a little bit of external shoulder rotation. Some people don't find this one comfortable, so it's optional. Fingers can point back behind you. Find the body in one long line. Breathe and enjoy. If you can't hold as long as I do, don't worry about it. Just come out whenever you're ready. And when you're ready to release, with control, float the hips down. Come to Dandasana for a moment. You may want to remove the blanket if you have it there. One of the poses, we do quite a lot of planks in our practice. And one of the poses that is a nice counterbalance to the plank, the downward-facing plank, is an upward-facing plank, a reverse plank. So I'm going to invite you to try that one here by bringing your hands under your shoulders. You can just let the fingers start by pressing toward your feet, fingers pointing toward your feet. And then bring the soles of the feet down. Power up the legs, just like you would in any other plank pose. Open through the heart, press the hips up. See if you can find that one long diagonal line. Press the soles of the feet down. See if you can bring the toes down. Oh, yeah. See if you can, notice if your hips are sagging, and see if you can press those hip pointers, firm core, and release. Shake out the legs. We'll take that one more time. If you feel like you want to juice it up, also you can do the same thing with the fingers pointing back behind you. What that does is it rotates open the upper arms, which gives you a little bit more stretch in the front of the shoulders, if it feels good. I'm going to keep my hands pointed toward my feet. Come up into your reverse plank. Breathe and enjoy. Look up at the sky. Keep the hips pressing upward. Keep the legs powerfully firm. Yum, 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 yum. Recite the alphabet backwards. No, I'm kidding. And release. Back into Dandasana. Arms reach to the sky. Take it into a forward fold. Mautanasana. Stretching through the low back, stretching the hamstrings. Leading with the heart. And coming back up into Dandasana, bend the knees, and in slow motion, rolling down onto your back, one vertebra at a time, hugging the knees into the chest. Give yourself an embrace around your folded legs, rock side to side. I'm going to give you an opportunity to take the inversion that calls to you. Shoulder stand, plow, headstand, or even just taking bridge pose. What I want to invite you to try, here's just an option of something that you can try when you're in your shoulder stand and headstand, or headstand, is to come into, see how it would feel to come into eagle legs. Is that available to you? Even if wrapping the foot around the back of the other leg isn't available to you, can you play with eagle legs here? So I'm going to take my headset off so that you can see. I can't go into it with the headset on. Coming into regular shoulder stand first, and then playing with eagle legs, lifting toes to the sky. You can stay there for a few breaths, and then try it the other way. I'm doing it in fast forward here. Of course, you can also play with your plow, and transition from plow into bridge. And rolling down when you're ready. Take a couple of minutes to explore that. Begin to transition out of your shoulder stand, plow, or headstand. And if it feels good to take a bridge pose here, to use that as part of the sequence, or to come into that in any way that, from any place that you are. From lying on your back, bend your knees, take a few breaths lifting in bridge. feels good. And then slowly rolling down, I invite you to take the figure 4 supine pigeon. As a winding down, you can start by hugging your thighs in toward your ribs. And then let the left knee point straight up. Let the right knee turn out to the right. Place just above the right ankle into the middle of the left thigh. Thread your right hand through the space between your legs. Clasp either behind your thigh or around your shin. And you can use your elbow on the right side to press into your inner thigh on the right thigh to invite a little external rotation of that hip. Nice, yummy glute stretch here. Draw the left thigh in. Press the right thigh away. Breathe and enjoy. Softening the shoulders down into the mat, softening around the face, the eyes, the jaw. Full, deep, long yogic breaths with a gentle ujjayi brushing the back of the throat. Softly and subtly reminding you of the most essential mantra, I am. And then switching sides. See if you can notice what's happening in the shoulders and the back of the neck, and if there's any way you can soften there. Might be that you need to fold a blanket underneath your shoulders and head. If you notice that reaching for your right thigh in this case, or right shin, is pulling your shoulders and neck up, creating tension there. Sometimes you can use a strap around behind your right thigh to give yourself a little more ease in the shoulders and neck. If reaching for that right thigh creates tension there. Invite the left knee to rotate open and breathe and enjoy. When you're ready to release your figure 4 supine pigeon on this side, I invite you to take whatever spinal twist calls to you now as a closing posture. Take 3 breaths on one side and 3 breaths on the other side. You all are experienced yogis, so you have your own favorite twist, I'm sure. So find the twist that calls to you. 3 breaths left, 3 breaths right.
And when you feel complete with that sequence, allow yourself to delightfully melt into Shavasana for final relaxation and integration. And I want to share with you a few further reflections on this mantra, I am. Some more wisdom from Ram Dass. When you say I am and then put anything after it, you are already trying to stand somewhere. There's nowhere to stand in this whole dance. You can't stand somewhere. You can't stand somewhere when you say I am good, because there is stuff in you that isn't so good. You say I am young, but you get old. I am alive. You will be dead. Every definition of yourself is a prison you put yourself in, seemingly to protect yourself. But it ends up creating anxiety and fear. Most of the behavior that our society performs is motivated by fear, and it is fear of what is. A lot of people try to counteract the I am not good enough with I am good enough. In other words, they take the opposite and then try to invest it. That still keeps the world at the level of polarities. The art is to go behind the polarities. So the act is to not go to the world of I am good to counteract I am bad, or I am lovable as opposed to I am unlovable, but to go behind it to I am. I am. I am. And I am. Take this breath, breathe it in, let it out, begin again. Let the mind be like a clear lake in the stillness of the daybreak. Let this heart rise with the new dawn in the pink sky, filled with bird song. Fill this cup to the brim and remember that I am. I am. I am. Draw it in and release once again. Pour this breath out again and offer all that I am. I am. I am. Slowly begin to invite some movement into your fingers and toes. Let the breath deepen. Bring your awareness back to your body in present time. And taking your time to roll over onto your side in fetal position. Taking a couple of breaths to invite the body back up into your yogic seat. Once again, placing one palm over the heart center and then the other palm over that. Letting the eyes close. And with your deep yogic breaths, just breathing in and out of that doorway in the center of the chest. That which is the doorway to what is beyond the physical heart and the emotional heart, but the hridayam, the spiritual heart. It's the place that we point to in our chest when we say, I am. And let the sound of the breath invite that internal mantra, I am, without any descriptors after it. And in that I amness, we affirm that essential love that Ram Dass was speaking of, that's always flowing through you, that is that subatomic texture of the universe. The dark matter that connects everything. I am. What Rupert Spira called the natural condition of all experience before thought has divided it into a multiplicity and diversity of objects, selves, and others. And the ultimate affirmation of this wholeness, this oneness, is the sound of Om. So let's take a deep breath in together and join our voices in that mantra. Deep breath in. Namaste. The love that is my essential nature sees and bows to that same love in you. And when you're in that place and I'm in that place, there's only one of us.